with Nik Simon, writer for the Daily Mail. How are you liking Wellington?
Very good, yeah. The gastro capital of New Zealand, I'm told. So we've been sampling the local seafood, and we went to the harbour yesterday and had some hospitality from the Lions, who no doubt have a close eye on what's going on in Wales, with Wales in New Zealand, with England in Australia, and Ireland in South Africa, with one eye on the head coach situation for next year, so for next summer. So we had a bit of a chat with John Feehan from the Lions about that, and it seems wide open. So close eye on the results over the next few weeks. I'm sure it'll have some sway on how things turn out when they make their decision in July. In July
for the coach.
Yeah.
You're talking. And so, talking about the coach, Warren Gatland's name probably was on top of the list at the start of this tour. Eddie Jones said he wasn't interested. Hard to believe that he will turn that down if he was offered the job. How do you think this tour so far, with Gatland's chances for the Lions?
Well, with the Lions, I mean, speaking to John last night, it seems like they don't look so much at the form at that specific time, because there's a lot of rugby to be played between now and the Lions tour. There's autumn internationals, there's Six Nations, so I don't think they'll be so short-sighted to see, England won on Saturday, Ireland won on Saturday, Wales lost, albeit a good 60 minutes, and base their decision on that. I think they want someone with the pedigree and experience.
Well, it's been there a little bit longer than
form necessarily shouldn't have a huge sway when you're making a call 12 months out. So who knows? It's wide open, I think.
On the eve of the second test in the Steinlager Series, somewhat a narrow loss in some ways in Auckland, big loss against the Chiefs. How do you think that the Wales will go tomorrow?
I was reading, sticking to the culinary theme, I like my food if you can't tell, I was reading the New Zealand Herald over breakfast, and they were saying that they expect to get absolutely smashed in the final two tests.
Not your view?
Slightly over-egging the situation there. If I was a betting man, you wouldn't necessarily put money on Wales to come to beat the All Blacks in New Zealand unless you had some decent odds. And it's hard to write off New Zealand, but you never know. This Wales team do get better as they go on. I was in South Africa 2 years ago. First test was in Durban, and Willie LaRue sizzled them, and that was I can't remember the exact scoreline, but Adam Jones got pulled off early on, and that was the end of his test career, and it was all dire straits after that. And then in Nelspruit a couple of weeks later in the Kruger Park, they pushed them right. They were leading right until the last play of the game, and then final play, Liam Williams illegal tackle on one of the wingers. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, and it was a penalty try, and that was it. Game over. But the improvement was significant, and they're known to improve. But whether they have more improvement on Saturday's performance than the All Blacks do, I think the All Blacks probably have more room for improvement, having been the new team than Wales do on this momentum argument. So,
go on, give us a score.
A score? Oh no. I'm going to say. What was the score last weekend?
It was 39-21, wasn't it? 18 points. 18-point difference.
God, you never know what can happen at the end. The last 15 minutes can skew the scoreline quite a lot.
Well, it's a question, isn't it?
Andy, what's the score going to be tomorrow? All Blacks by 18. Is that the same
again,
as last week?
Same as last week.
So, no, All Blacks by 20.
All Blacks by 20.